There goes Davis. Oh, my God. Davis is going to run it all the way back. Auburn's going to win the football game. Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Oh, my God. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl in the most unbelievable fashion you will ever see.
On a Tuesday, welcome in everyone to a brand new edition of the Dream Wager, episode 406. Today is Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, and Justin Jefferson is the highest paid player in the NFL. Elvis, how you doing, kid?
I'm doing great. Love finally getting some decently good weather and out here. Not too hot, not too cold, so that's great. We have we're in the week of the NBA Finals. Deal. We got some, I want to say excited week in a recap, but we got some things to discuss. And shout out Justin Jefferson and his agent for getting that deal done.
Record-breaking deal. We got a lot to talk about. A little program adjuster. We're going today on Tuesday. We'll have an episode drop Thursday morning for the finals preview, and then we'll have one more for the week. And we got a conference championship going on in the UFL. We'll break down everything. Some news in the NFL. We'll talk about the state of the WNBA. I know everyone's talking about that as well. We got 15 games on the Tuesday slate on the Diamond, and we'll do a little NBA Finals preview. We'll give our officials plays next episode, but we'll start with the record-breaking deal in Minnesota. Vikings and three-time Pro Bowler Justin Jefferson reached a 4-year, $140 million contract extension. $110 million guaranteed. It makes him not only the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL, but the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history. It includes $88.743 million due at signing, the highest non-quarterback guaranteed at a signing in NFL history, and it resets the market. So just want to shout out his agent, man. Shout out him, bro.
Yeah, whatever his agent is, shout out him. We knew this deal was coming. We knew he was gonna. Let's just say we knew he was gonna set the market. We know he was gonna set all-time records. And to be honest, I'm not surprised by it. Justin Jefferson is no doubt the best wide receiver in football. He was still the best wide receiver in football last year, coming off an injury with second, third, and fourth string quarterbacks. He was putting up great numbers with lackluster quarterbacks. It's interesting what type of production he's going to give you moving forward without having a Kirk Cousins in there. But I think he's gonna be just fine. I think he's still gonna give you 1,000+ yards a season, still give you anywhere from probably like 6 to double-digit touchdowns. And if he can stay healthy, and the quarterback just needs to get him the ball, that's all. Justin Jefferson will be impactful in any way. Now with the money situation, Dill, the kid got paid. What is it? Basically 90 due at signing, 110 fully guaranteed, not fully, and then 130 total. The kid deserves it. 35 per year. Now the question is, good for the Vikings, good for Jettas. Now the question shifts, and the focus shifts. What are Cincinnati Bengals are going to do, and what the Cowboys are going to do with Mr. CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb numbers are really close to Justin Jefferson. I think Justin Jefferson 3-time All-Pro, CeeDee 2-time All-Pro, both around like 5,000 yards, both over 40 touchdowns each. You can make the case that's number 1 and number 2 best wide receivers in football right now. I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to debate. Jamar Chase might have something to say about that, but I just feel like moving forward, the Cowboys need to get CeeDee Lamb done. We really see camp started. Well, voluntary mini camps. Oh shit, we have some technical difficulties, but I'm pretty sure Dylan will be back. But I'll hold it down till he returns. Still, like I'm saying, I think the Cowboys to get the deal done before maybe the Bengals do, just because involuntary minicamps, we already see Michael Parsons holding out for a deal. He didn't show up. CeeDee Lamb, he's not in camp. He didn't show up. So the fact that you have arguably your 2 best players not in camp at all, to me, that's a bad sign. If you have any commitment of winning. The fact that your two best players on each side of the ball don't show up for understand people. It's just voluntary minicamp, but that means something. People, new DC. We saw they were down 27-0 in the first half, and you're not showing up to voluntary minicamps. You got the pressure's on the Cowboys now, Dill. You got Micah Parsons, who's what on his last year deal.
They're gonna tag him. They're gonna tag him.
That's disrespectful, Dill.
I know, but they don't have it.
That's bad business.
They fucked around with Dak Prescott. They should have got that deal done. And I don't know. And I understand the CD. They were trying to wait for Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Yeah, the market, and it reset. So I think they'll get that deal done. One of them's gonna go unless someone takes a cut, which I don't think any of them should. Micah Parsons is not gonna take a cut. Why should he? He's he's one of the best defensive players in the league.
My thing is, though, it's just you can't afford not to have those two guys not in the room, not on the field come August. Like, it's cool now, it's June. But Dill, we're what, 50 days away? 60 days away from the Hall of Fame game? Like, it's gonna creep up on you soon. So if I'm the Cowboys, you gotta get CeeDee Lamb done ASAP. As of right now, you got to give them at least 30 to 35. To me, if I'm CeeDee Lamb, the starting negotiating number is 30.
Yeah.
Now
I don't know if he gets 35 because that's what Justin's making the year.
He's not. Jerry, if like this, if he was gonna get 35, Jerry, he would have done that months ago.
He would have done it, yeah.
Real
quick, my internet went crazy. What did you say about Justin Jefferson, real quick? Because I didn't hear anything.
I was just saying that he deserved the money, and that in $35 million a year, he deserves it. For the Vikings' sake, they just need a quarterback that's capable of getting him the ball. Like I said, we saw the numbers and success he had with Kirk Cousins. And we even saw the success he had last season coming off injury with, 3 backup quarterbacks. We know the kid could be special. So I just hope moving forward, they could feed him the ball. And we still see the success we saw the first 4 or 5 seasons. And then I switched it to the Cowboys and said, they got to get a deal done. And then my thing with the Cowboys is you're going to have to pay somewhat very near what Justin Jefferson got, just because that's what you waited for to see where the market was going. That's the highest, that's the ceiling. So now you got to be somewhere where you're not disrespecting CD, but still make him feel like he's the number one guy. Because you can't just go up there and give CD, let's just say, a 4-year deal, $100 million. You undercutting him $30 million. So I think at best, Jerry Jones has to at least suck up and give him 4 years, 120 with 105 guaranteed, 85 duet signing.
Real quick, I just want to interrupt. I think you're right. He definitely deserves the money. I mean, he's had a historic 4-year start of his career, 392 catches, 5,899 yards, 30 touchdowns. He was offensive player in 2022. Jefferson averaged 98.3 yards per game, is the most in NFL history for any career span, and his average of 6.5 catches per game is the second highest of any receiver in their first 4 years of their career. So people talking about, the money's getting out of hand and he doesn't deserve it. Just look at the numbers. I mean, he's the best receiver, and I don't think it's debatable at this point. So the second highest paid player is Nick Bosa of the 49ers. He's making $34 million a year. Justin Jefferson makes 35. So like you mentioned, still receivers to get paid at top of the list. It has to be CeeDee Lamb. Second, Jamar Chase. Brandon Ayuk, I still think needs to get paid. Amari Cooper, he's up there. And then we don't know what's going to happen with T. Higgins. So I guess we could move because I think you started talking about CeeDee Lamb. Like, I think he's looking at the deal saying, okay, we found our starting point. We're starting at 30 million. Anywhere from 30 to 33 and a half, 34 is my number because their numbers are very identical.
Mm-hmm. You can make a case. I'm not going to argue that if somebody be like, oh, CeeDee's the best wide receiver in football, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm not gonna say you're wrong. I just think Justin Jefferson it's a little better, but we can't deny the season that CeeDee Lamb just pulled up. Though that was an historic season, setting the Cowboys think single season receiving and touchdown yards and catch record, and I think touchdowns record as well. So he had the greatest Cowboy season of all time. Had a tremendous season overall. So I think he gotta be rewarded for that. Though it's
Yeah.
just now it just sucks that that's he's looking at it like, all right, you see what he got? I need close to that. Maybe if you would have just give him 32 like he asked, a couple months ago, this wouldn't be an issue. Now you might have to pay a little more on the guarantee side just because CD's not about to let Justin Jefferson get 110 foot guaranteed, and he's not gonna let Jerry Jones just hit him with 90. Nah,
Yeah.
I need at least 100 mil guaranteed.
And what were you talking about the voluntary mini camp going on? Real
Oh, that
quick.
Micah Parsons and CeeDee
Mhm.
Lamb, they're two
No
best
show.
players in my opinion.
Yeah.
On both sides of the ball, neither of them showed up because of
They shouldn't.
No, but my thing is, if their deals were done, they show up.
Oh, 100%.
That's my
Yeah.
point, Dale. You just lost last year in the playoffs, 27-0 in the first half. You just got you lost your defensive coordinator to Washington. You got a new DC. You need your best players in the building. Maybe not CeeDee Lamb because everything is the same. Mike McCarthy's still calling the plays. Dak is still at the quarterback. Honestly, you got a new running back, but maybe with CD. But the fact that Micah Parsons not there, learning the new, let's just say the system, because the system is gonna change. Mike Lowe is a different cat. So if the deals were done, I'm not saying CD will be there, but Micah Parsons would have been there right now.
Yeah.
He's your team leader. He's your best player. You need to get Micah Parsons deal done, Dill. Right now, if Jerry Jones don't take action, Micah Parsons is most likely gonna be forced to play on a $2.9 million salary this year. That man's underpaid by $30 million. That's why it's wrong. Jerry Jones, get a deal done soon.
So training camp starts the 17th of July. So we got a little over a month before, people start getting fined. Dak came out and he's there and he said to the media, the boys are working, they're training still. But I think it's a little different training on your own and with your trainers and your speed coach, other than training with your team, getting reps in with your quarterback, your defensive lineman. Yeah. I think it's a little different. I know they're trying to be positive and say, the boys are still working, that when their deals get done and they come in, they're going to be coming in conditioned. You believe him because I think there's some truth to it. I think they are working. I just don't think it's to the level that the boys in Arlington are working.
Don't get me wrong. Is CeeDee Lamb and Micah Parsons working as hard as a kid that's trying to make the team? Absolutely not. But I can guarantee one thing: them boys in shape. Those guys are ready to get paid. Though they're ready to hit the field. So CeeDee Lamb, I know he's a dog. He's one of the best wide receivers in all of football. You can make the case he's top 2, top 3. Micah Parsons, arguably another top 3 defensive player. Definitely a top 2 or top 3 defensive lineman in this league. Though I guarantee it'll need to take long for him to get in game shape. So I think they'll be just fine. I'm not too worried about it. I'm just saying from the outside looking in, it's not a good look that your best 2 players are not, 1, under contract and 2, not in the building.
Who gets paid next, Jamar Chase or CD?
The way he's looking, it's going to be the Bengals. Somebody on the Bengals got to get the deal done just because I guarantee you the Bengals front office, they choked a little bit. Do you think they want to pay a wide receiver $100 million? Absolutely not.
No.
They're forced to pay, not for sure 1, possibly 2 wide receivers combined $180+ million. Possibly $200 million on just 2 wide receivers. So I highly doubt that happens, but Jamar Chase deserves upwards of 120+.
Yeah, they're definitely forcing the envelope a little. By the way, did you hear about Darren Waller?
Oh man,
got a divorce, started rapping, and then apparently the Giants they're likely to make a decision by next week. It's mandatory mini camp next week, but about his playing future and people around the team, around him, the organization, they're expecting him to retire. That's like coming out of left field, right?
I'm shocked by this. I'm not gonna say my man's is heartbroken or anything, but we clearly see He was married last year to the WNBA player Kelsey Plum, right? Kelsey Plum, I think.
Yes, sir.
And they got divorced. We seen a music video drop. Love the enthusiasm, my boy, but you're a
Can he
professional.
rap?
No comment. Um, he's a great football player. I think he's a top 10, at times a top 5 tight end in this league. They'll when healthy. We understand he had his demons in the past, his issues in the past. If you're telling me those things are back in his life due to the divorce, then I could honestly say he most likely probably will retire or forced to retire. But if you're telling me the kid is healthy and he's just dealing with a few things, I think he'll be back there. At the end of the day, he's still capable of being a top 10, top 5 tight end in this league, in my opinion. And another thing is, I think the Giants need him. I understand
Mhm.
they got neighbors in the draft and whatnot who I think is going to be a stud, but let's just be honest. Darren Waller might be the second best option on the offensive side of the ball. So I think they need to find a way to keep. And I honestly still think Darren Waller is talented. I think he's still a stud. It's just
What happened to
let's
him?
just
Like, is he doing all right?
let's just say mental health is bigger than ever.
Yes.
In
Mental health.
2020.
This is June is Mental Health Awareness
Men's,
Month.
yeah.
Men's, yeah. So it's just crazy. I feel like it's coming out of nowhere. He needs to get on Le'Veon Bell's mixtape. That's what they're calling for right now, a collab between them two. I mean, I just don't think this is like a normal offseason for Darren Waller, to say the least. He goes from divorcing his wife, Kelsey Plum, to now rapping, and every song seems like it's about her or
Wait, it's multiple songs? I
TMZ.
just saw one.
Yeah, it's one where he rapped about in like the cornfield. He made like a diss video to his ex. And then it was the one that just dropped with him like outside on the porch reading his bars. It said one of the one of the bars is, "Quit playing checkers on my board. I'm playing chess, bitch. And if I fall, my brother's gonna pick me up like Brian Leftwich." That's a
That's a
bar.
bar.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a bar.
I didn't hear that one, Dill. Like I said, I love the enthusiasm. I just hope he's mentally right.
And he's
That's all
making the right decision moving forward.
yeah, because he's probably 29, 20, no older than 31, I'm gonna say. And I think, like I said, I still think the kid is talented, and I think the Giants need him. But if he's battling bigger issues, still, football might not be the most important thing.
He's 31 right now, and his birthday is, it doesn't say, Wikipedia's trash. But it doesn't matter. 31, still very young. But yeah, I just thought that fucking came out of nowhere. I mean, I knew he was going through the divorce, but to retire, I thought that was very, very impulsive decision. But by the way, also, football's been going crazy. Did you hear Gable Stevenson, an Olympic gold medalist and one of the most dominant college wrestlers in NCAA history, is signing with the Buffalo Bills? He's going to try to join Bob Hayes as the only athlete to win a Super Bowl ring and Olympic gold medalist. Gabe Stevenson, 6'1", 275 pounds. He's expected to play defensive line, something he hasn't done before in his whole athletic career. In fact, this is the first time he'll ever put on a pair of cleats, was a workout with the Bills. He's never played football in his life. Gets an opportunity to play for the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I hope he makes the team, kid, honestly.
All seriousness, still, I like the opportunity. We know what he accomplished, on the wrestling mat. Can that transition to the football field? Possibly. I know a lot of people out there are gonna be upset that he gets an opportunity where there's 1,000 kids who actually, train and this and that in that position for this many years. But all I'm gonna say is that kid is a freak of nature.
Yeah.
If you're able to train him and develop him, he could be something special. That's all I'm saying. So why not take it a shot? The ceiling is through the roof. It's just, can you bring it out of him? Is he capable of becoming he don't even have to be Aaron Donald, but is he capable of being an every down defensive lineman in this league? That's the question. Why not give him a shot? We saw him dominate one sport. Let's see if he could do it another one.
Yeah, no, I thought it was very cool. Olympic gold medalist. And I mean, he's done everything in college. He's done it for our country. And, honestly, I'm very surprised he didn't stay with like the WWE or maybe the UFC. But, I thought he made a whole. These people making rash decisions. These 360 moves, But I'm rooting for the guy, and they're gonna give him a try. He's gonna go out to camp, see if there's any potential there, and if he could help the Bills, honestly, why not? Exactly. So yeah, I'm rooting for the guy as well. But yeah, that's all we got in the NFL. Let's go to the UFL. Last week of the UFL, Week 10. It was a good one, kid. We get there with Michigan. They get a 1-point loss. I thought they played the game really well on the road against the number one team in the conference, in the Stallions, 20-19. We cover there. The game goes under, by the way. St. Louis, my favorite play, they win, but they winded up not covering. Brahmas come on late in the second half to cover. They lose by 1, 13-12. The Battlehawks, and Battlehawks wind up taking first place in the division as well. And then Sunday we get there with Arlington. It was a
slugfest.
It was a slugfest, but early, DC, they come off with that kick return. Don't know if I'm like, oh, Arlington's dead in the water already, but here they come late in the game. They wind up winning 32-31. Big win at the end of the season for Arlington. And then, I mean, what did we expect, kid? The first time we fucking feel confident in backing this team, they put on a no-show. Houston winds up losing 12-19 on the road. Good win for Memphis to end the season, but of course Houston fucked us one last time on our way out.
It was a disappointing just because I was confident in Houston. We saw how well they played these last few weeks, and then Memphis. Give credit for Memphis for showing out last game at home and getting the win. But that was a backbreaker. Wish I would have went 4-0 on the weekend, but took Michigan +8. We knew the Brahmas was just gonna keep it steady, not do too much. St. Louis, though, to be honest, I expected them to cover. I expected at least to be almost a touchdown game, at least 6, 2 field goals. Got there with the money line, little chalk. Arlington, dog of the weekend, to be honest. They've just been playing a little better. DC has been a little inconsistent. We know DC's been decent all year, but they've just been inconsistent. I think Arlington's just been a little better these past 2 seasons have just been better for some reason, closing it out. So shout out to Angel Perez and the company. So 3-1 on the weekend. Hopefully, we continue this come playoff time, though, because we'll be pretty good.
Yeah, should have been 3-1. I get there 2-2. St. Louis doesn't cover, but we get there everywhere else. And then Houston one last time on our way out. But we got the conference championship set up for this week. Saturday, a rematch. Birmingham Stallions taking on the Michigan Panthers. And then on Sunday, we got the Brahmas taking on St. Louis. So we got rematches of Week 10 games, excuse me. So can't wait for that. We'll have full breakdown and picks on our next episode. But let's transition to the WNBA because, the WNBA has been in the news a lot recently, and I don't think for the best. I feel like I don't know.
Real quick, did you see that? Damn, I think her name is Monica
McNutt.
Dill.
Yeah, I didn't like what she said because
I don't like what she said, but I'm gonna be honest, it was entertainment.
It was entertainment, but I think Stephen A was right. You haven't been watching or listening to me on First Take for years.
Yeah.
And she was actually proving her point. Like, that's what Shea Sharp said at the end. He goes, "You're proving his point, Monica." It was funny. But I think the whole thing with Caitlin Clark and, the negative publicity, it's making the WNBA unwatchable, in my opinion. For example, they're taking stuff and saying, "Oh, it's too physical. They're targeting her." No, they're not targeting Caitlin Clark. Let's just call it what it is. I've been and Elvis, I'm on record. I've been watching the WNBA for a few years now.
You went to games. You supported before this.
That's what I'm saying. So the WNBA has always been physical. So that little box out that what's her name? Shanetti. Well, she came up and clapped for her, but the girl that boxed her out was Shadenity Carter. She's
Oh, you talking about
25
the
years.
inbound play?
Yeah,
Okay,
exactly.
I thought you were talking about when Angela Reese boxed her out and threw her on the ground, which
Which I thought was even a little worse.
but that one was. I'm gonna just say that one was a basketball play.
Yeah, and I think most of them are. When you're competitive, it's better for basketball when you have these rivalries. But instead, they're talking about it and bringing in race and bringing in other things when it doesn't have to be. People are watching it, yeah, not for Caitlin Clark, but they're also watching it for Angel Reese. They're watching it for Caitlin Brick, the Los Angeles rookie as well. So I just don't understand. So all these girls coming out and saying, they're just being haters. Let's call it what it is. They're being haters on Caitlin Clark's, meaning, they're saying, oh, she brings nothing to the table besides 3-point contests.
You're stupid. She's second in the WNBA in assists.
Like, let's just call a spade, Elvis. Why couldn't she just go up there and be like, yeah, Caitlin Clark's good. She's helping it. Not to say these other women didn't lay the foundation, because they did. They're great players. She's just better.
She's just taking it to another level, which y'all gonna benefit from, though.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just say from my point of view, because I'm not gonna say I just started watching the WNBA, but I'm slowly tuning in, So I'm gonna just give you from my perspective, though. With Caitlin Clark, I hate the fact that all this media attention around her, it is jealousy. It is
100%, and that's lame.
Hate. I'm not gonna say hate, but I'm gonna say envy. It probably envy her, Dill, because you gotta understand all these women. I'm not gonna say all these women have been through it all, have been in, let's just say all these veterans have been in WA for 5-6+ years. They see all this, extra media, extra people in attendance, not for them, but for Clayton Clark.
Yeah.
So I understand why I'm not gonna call them haters. I'm just gonna say why they're a little envious of Clayton Clark. And I understand, but that play Parker did, that's just unnecessary, And then my problem with not just the play, where's your teammates? Why nobody's pushing Parker on the ground? Why nobody's getting a fine? I understand maybe they're not making as much money as the WA. Well, not maybe. They're not making as much money as the NBA players, so maybe that $2, $3, $5, $10,000 fine hurts more, so you're not gonna retaliate. But somebody got to step up. Is it somebody on the bench? Is it a teammate? Somebody gonna have to eventually retaliate, Dill. How many times are you gonna let your star player hit the floor till she's no longer able to get up? Tell me.
And she got hurt yesterday and couldn't return. Someone set a really big screen on her. She hurt her jaw. It's getting to the point where they're attacking her. And all this jealousy, it's lame. It needs to be cut out. And where are all the superstars? Where's Breonna Stewart? Where's Kelsey Plum? Where's AJ Wilson? They're all they want to talk about the WNBA and all the hate it's getting, but why aren't you talking about why it's not getting hate? Why don't you stick up for Caitlin Clark? Why don't you stick up? Because if it wasn't for her, you'd be still flying business.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
All respect, I'm gonna say this respectfully. A guy like me is starting to watch the WNBA, and I'm sorry to say this, because of Caitlin Clark. I like Angela Reese. I like Cameron Brink. Though, trust me, I was watching the Final Four.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting basketball. I'm not saying. All I'm saying is Caitlin Clark is bringing a guy like me with thousands, maybe millions like me, eyes to the sport. Like, I'm not saying Angela Reese ain't that, Cameron Brink it. All I'm saying is, if it wasn't for Caitlin Clark, I'm most likely not going to be tuning in. If there's a WNBA game on, I'm going to watch. If, for example, I know they don't play tonight, but if tomorrow I turn on the TV, if there's a Fever game on, guess what? I tune in. I stop. I at least acknowledge what's going on. Shit, even yesterday, I watched even about the whole second quarter. They were down 30. And I was still watching the game because of Clayton and Clark. It could have been a 2-2 a 2-point game in the fourth quarter 3 years ago, I would have been like, who the fuck is they? With all due respect. So I just hope maybe down the road, I understand y'all could be jealous now, but I hope maybe next year or the year after, y'all start appreciating what Clayton Curry is doing for y'all, because y'all was just bitching about you wanted more pay, you want private flights, you want this. You're slowly getting those things now, but you're not gonna appreciate or give love to the person who brought you those things. To me, that's the pettiness, that's the jealousy, that's the enviness we're seeing. We're having to report about it and speak upon it just because this great talent, Caitlin Carr, is bringing so much attention to your organization, your town, your franchise, and you're gonna hate that. You're gonna find a way to, you know what? I'm gonna not attack her, but give her a hard foul.
They don't give her credit for anything.
Yeah, like to me, that's just disrespectful at the
end.
And
you know, I will say 2 things can be true. Yes, I don't think some of the fouls are egregious. I think they're basketball plays. I think it's good for the WNBA. That's what's good for the sport and grows it. What do you think? You sent me a video today on Instagram, Pedro Martinez and the Yankees. Why do you think the rivalry was so good? They respected each other, but don't get it twisted. When they stepped on the diamond, they did not like each other. It's all respect, and now they work together. Big Papi and A-Rod hated each other. You people from Boston and New York, Elvis, they don't like each other. You know that, but it's best. Angel Reese and the rivalry with her and Caitlin Clark.
It's entertaining. It's going to sell tickets in the next 10 years. So, of course, Angela Reese is going to play a role just because she's been playing that role for the past 2 seasons since she won the national title. She knows what it feels. And one thing real quick, we got to give some love and appreciation for Angela Reese just because what Caitlin Clark is going through, Angela Reese went through for the past year and a half, let's just say. So maybe Angela Reese is getting some criticism thrown her way as well for not defending Caitlin Clark after all the things she went through. So I feel like maybe Angela Reese is one of the voices that could speak out and help, but clearly, I don't know if you saw Dale, she didn't. You know?
No, again, she had another opportunity, and this is my problem with everyone. The media, and don't criticize the media for putting this. It's not the media. It's the WNBA. It's their fault. They're the ones speaking. They're asking them and trying to give them every opportunity to not praise her, but give her flowers, because we all know we're all not stupid at this point. We all know.
We didn't shoot a free throw and then go defend Caitlin Clark where we still had a second and free throw attempt.
Yeah.
She's in your head. Why she's in your head like that? She's just a rookie. Yeah. She has 1 win. And y'all more worried about her.
About hurting her. Yeah.
Like,
it's
bro,
insane.
Do y'all understand? If this girl, let's just, for example, y'all keep doing this to her, she be like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this. I'm going to retire. You know, y'all asses are getting back on economy flights next year, right?
Spirit.
We all do respect. We all do respect. Yeah. Caitlin Clark is elevating the WNBA. Don't get me wrong. The WNBA was already heading towards the right direction. But Caitlin Clark boosted that motherfucker. So I just hope y'all appreciate and start respecting what she's has done.
And real quick, I'll say this. I don't really agree with Emmanuel Acho ever so, but I think he said something very, very smart, and I agree with. You know, defend it. People should be defending Caitlin Clark. Those are the people you should want to, listen to and defend. And don't get it twisted. I think Caitlin Clark is taking the high road. She's grown. She could take it. Yeah. She hasn't said a word about anything. So, but taking cheap shots at her in the media, in the game, clapping when she gets hurt, that reeks of envy. That reeks of
Caitlin Clark's a better person than me. I would have been like, if you would have pushed the trigger, I would have like, I would have done the same shit if I didn't have a shoe deal. I would have been like, I would have done the same shit if I would have been making $80K a year for 8 years straight. I would be ignorant. Y'all wanna come crazy at me? Bet I'm gonna hurt your feelings. I'll be sad too if I was living like you.
There's just I just feel like there's no reason to be envious of the girl, because as she grows and her brand grows, what else grows?
The
The
W.
WNBA. I mean, it's
I
not
don't.
fucking rocket science.
That just shows you, Dill, that what that's just the way they are.
Yeah.
They don't do that in the NBA. They don't do that in the NFL. Don't get me wrong.
I
Don't
just
get me
don't
wrong.
get
It
it. I'm like
happens.
confused.
It happens. But they're not gonna intentionally hurt a superstar.
No.
I'm not saying the whole WNBA. Let me make this clear. The whole WNBA is not out for Caitlin Clark. But that small percentage, which is 1, 2, 3, 4%, 5% of the league is. They envy her. They hating on her.
They do, and that's not a cool color to wear on anyone. So stop the cap. I'm tired of it as well. She's a great player. She's a good person. She's not here in the media putting down anyone, and she's helping you. She doesn't have to do any of this. She could have took Ice Cube's deal and went on 5-on-5. Yeah,
she could have went to the big three, and guess what? Y'all would have been an economy.
And it's not mainly her. Yes, she's, I would say 70-75% of the reason, but it's mainly because of her. Let's be honest.
Every game she goes on the road to, highest selling crowd.
Yep, of course. Yesterday in Brooklyn.
For the first time in history, the LA Sparks had more in attendance than the Los Angeles Lakers.
Because of Caitlin Clark.
Because the Indiana Fever came to visit. Do y'all understand that? Like, do y'all understand business? Like, no, all seriousness, y'all gotta understand the business side of things. And Caitlin Clark is best for business. I'm not saying let her drop 40 a night. I'm not saying that. All I'm saying is don't take a cheap shot at her. You want her to play every game. You want her to hit a couple logo threes, and that's it. Let her play her game. I'm not saying just fall back and let her score 30, 40 points. All I'm saying is treat her like any other player you'll treat any other player. Don't treat her less. Yeah. Don't try to intentionally hurt her. If you're going to intentionally try to hurt her, intentionally try to hurt every other player in the league. See how that goes for you.
We just need to stop the jealousy. It's so bad. Just stop it, please, everyone. And hopefully because like I said, it's making the WNBA unwatchable at this point. You know what I mean? And it's making everyone that's talking are all new WNBA fans. That's the issue.
That's what I'm giving my perspective. I'm giving my point of view because I literally just started tuning in this year. I could name you probably 80% of the league now. I couldn't 2 months ago. I couldn't.
It's the Caitlin Clark effect. But yeah, it's just lame. Everyone talking about her and talking negatively. It's just lame. It's just lame at this point. So just respect the greatness.
And if anybody that's listening has, any parts to do with Caitlin Clark, tell her I said get a little more ignorant. Just get a little more ignorant on them. They want to be bitches, be a bigger bitch.
Exactly.
That's all.
Before we get into the Tuesday slate on the Diamond, a quick word from our sponsor. We are brought to you each and every episode by Viva Tequila Seltzer, the most refreshing hard seltzer on the market, hands down. Is no wonder why Viva was voted #1 hard seltzer in the world by San Francisco World Spirit Competition. With only 88 calories, 0 carbs, 0 sugar, and a light 4.5 ABV, Viva is the perfect drink for your post-game celebration as it was created with that active lifestyle in mind. We flavor tequila seltzer because flavor is the spice of life, and we like our drinks with just a kick, just like how we like our lives. Whether it's Huckleberry playing a round of golf with the boys or an elderberry on a Saturday watching the UFL Conference Championship, it doesn't matter. Our favorites pair perfectly with that artisanal Blanco tequila for that subtle and refreshing drink. Our belief here at the Dream Wager and at Viva is to live long, live well, and live it up. All right, kid, let's get to it. Like I said, 15 games on the slate for Tuesday. I didn't like all that much, if I'm being honest. A lot of chalk, a lot of heavy favorites. Got some plays for you, though. Why don't you lead us off? What is your first play?
The first play of the day, 6:40 start down in Florida, in Miami. Battle of Florida, Tampa Bay Rays taking on the Miami Marlins. Marlins catching plus money at home, basically plus 102. Laying over-unders at 7.5. They'll give me Tampa Bay on the money line.
Wow.
At the end, it's Miami, and for some reason, Tampa's been playing a little better on the road as of late. I can't trust Miami's bats. I trust either bats, to be honest, though. So I'll lean the under 7.5, even though that number is so short. I'll lean the 7.5 at -120. But I just feel like Tampa right now is just a much better team. Give me Tampa. The
It
fact I'm
was
saying
crazy.
Tampa,
I know.
Tampa's a much better team came out my mouth is wild. So give me Tampa -120 on the money line, and I also lean the under 7.5.
It's crazy because I was honestly going to take Miami. They have been playing a little better. And at dogs at home, I still don't trust Tampa. That game was, I almost took Miami, if I'm being honest. So I love the play. First game for me, we'll go right above it, 6:41 Eastern. Cleveland Guardians hosting the Kansas City Royals. I think this is a great matchup. Seth Lugo, look at his numbers, Cy Young numbers. Taking on Tristan McKenzie of the Guardians, -122 for the Guardians, +104 for the Royals. Kid, I took Cleveland. I got him a little earlier at -115, so shop around. But love this play. As much as I like the Royals and I like backing them, and I just told you how good Seth Lugo is, they haven't been playing the best baseball as of late. The Royals, on the road, not as good as they are on the home. At home, they don't really lose, but on the road, 14-15. Cleveland Guardians are just a wagon right now. 20-7 at home. They're 7-3 in their last 10. They're playing really good baseball, and I think Tristan McKenzie is actually coming on to form a little bit. So great game between two really good teams that are probably going to be in the postseason. I'm going to take Cleveland at home. I think they're slightly the better team. I'll take Cleveland on the money line -115.
Dale, I agree with you there. I just couldn't get to the window. I do lean Cleveland on the money line, Dale, but I called it earlier. I took the under 8.5. Your boy took the side, and it's going my way. You know, right now the lines are 8 at an even 8, -110 both ways. I took the 8.5 on -120. I love it there just because it's a great pitching matchup. We see what the trajectory Lugo is on. He's been stellar all season. Then McKenzie, Dill, we saw what he was able to do last year, and then this year he's been steady going. And I think he's gonna, with the summertime, Dill, I think he's even gonna drop that ERA a little more. So I expect a nice pitching matchup, and I expect a low scoring game. Give me the under 8.5. Still like the under 8.
All right, let's go to Nation Capital. Let's go to the Washington Nationals hosting the New York Mets. David Peterson going. Davidson Peterson going for the Mets. Trevor Williams, ex-Met, going for the Nationals. -126 for the Mets. +108 for the Washington Nationals. Over-under is at 8.5. My whole life, people have told me, the Mets stand for the Metropolitans. No, you know what it stands for? Blown fucking saves. I was at the game on Sunday. We were surprisingly winning the whole game. Here comes the ninth inning. It's like what Stephen A said. What could go wrong will go wrong. And this bullpen is just atrocious. It's just atrocious. Edwin Diaz is still hurt. They can't hit. I don't trust them. I think Washington is actually the better team right now. I'm surprised that the Mets are this big of a favorite. David Peterson is not a good pitcher. Give me the Washington Nationals as my dog, +108.
The only reason I could see why y'all the favorite, just because y'all perform a little better on the road.
Doesn't matter.
That's the only reason I could see you're the favorite. I also lean that way. I like Washington on the money line. It's just a lean there, but I'm going to move on. My next play. Let's head to Houston, Dill. St. Louis Cardinals taking on the Houston Astros. Over-under sitting at 8.5. Dill? Give me Arrieta on the mound. Give me Houston -148 on the money line. Don't get me wrong. I haven't loved what I've been seeing from Houston all season long, but I like what I've been seeing as of late. And I still don't trust St. Louis. Yeah, I love the lineup. But for some reason, I don't know what's going on with them. They've just been, these past 2 seasons, honestly, they've just been underachieving. I don't know what's up in St. Louis, but I'm going to take a shot with a heavy favorite. Give me the Houston Astros -148.
All right, next play for me will go out to Texas. The Rangers hosting the Detroit Tigers. Dane Dunning going for the Rangers. Jack Flaherty going for the Tigers. Tigers on the road, -118 favorites, +100 for the Rangers. Over under is at 8. I'm going to take the short dog here, kid. I'm going to take the Rangers. I'm going to, back them. I know Flaherty's really good, but I think the bats are kind of have woken up a little bit for the Rangers. They scored 13 runs the past 2 games, 6-0, 7-0, 6-1. Bats are coming alive a little bit. I do worry about that bullpen and the pitching a little bit, but if the game turns into a shootout, I'm going to take the Rangers. I like the pitching staff for the Tigers, but they don't have the offense to keep up with the Rangers. I think that's just pretty evident. They're 17th in the league in batting average, 20th in on-base percentage. Rangers, much better team. At home, I trust them a little more than they are on the road. Both have the same record, 29-30, but I'm starting to think the Rangers are turning this ship around a little bit. They've won 4 of the last 5 games. I'm going to back Dane Dunning at home. I think he could, I know the record isn't really there, but I think he has a solid outing. I'm going to take the Rangers here on the money line at home.
I like that one, though. I'm also leaning that way as well. I'll probably go there tomorrow on the window, but definitely like
Oh my
Texas.
God. By the way, breaking news. The Mets were winning 3-1. It is now 4-3 Washington. Joey Gallo hit a home run.
Yeah. Shout out Joey Gallo. This is 2014, people.
Yeah,
Joey Gallo's out here hitting 3-1 shots. Shout out Joey Gallo. My last play of the night, Dale, to be honest, we went a little chalk with this one, but I think the juice will be worth the squeeze. Kirby's on the mound. Seattle taking on the Oakland Athletics. I think the Athletics are back to the old Oakland ways. They'll give me Joe Kirby on the mound. Give me the Seattle on the heavy favorite, -150 on the money line. Do I still love it at plus -160 or higher? Still, I'm going to say once again, the juice will be worth the squeeze. Give me the heavy favorite, Seattle Mariners.
I love it. I was looking at the Seattle Mariners as well. I just couldn't get there. It was, like you said, it was a little chalky. So I love the play, though. But yeah, just 3 plays for me. Any more for you? Like I said, it wasn't the best schedule to get some action on.
No, that's I didn't really like it. Like I said, I leaned the Nationals. I leaned the Rangers with Chu. With Crawford on the mound against the Atlanta Braves, I think it's worth a sprinkle at home with the Red Sox, but I'm not advising anybody to do so. And then I think we gotta look at Cincinnati on the road with Montas on the mound. Deal. I don't love it just because it is Frankie Montas, but I also lean Cincinnati on the road against the Rockies, -137 on the money line.
All right, let's preview the NBA Finals. First game is Thursday, 8:30 on ABC. Line hasn't moved. Celtics still 6.5 point favorites. -108. You want to take a line -255. Coming back for the Mavericks, +210, +6.5 is at -112. Over under has gone up a little bit from 212 to 214. I agree. First of all, right off the bat, I agree on the live movement. I love the over. I think both teams are going to score a lot of points, go up and down the court. So I love the over 214. I'm still leaning with the Dallas. I don't think since last week anything really has changed. It doesn't matter if Porzingis winds up playing. It really doesn't. I just don't think anyone could guard Luka and Kyrie. I think Kyrie is on a mission, and there's general beef between Luka and Porzingis. When Luka and Porzingis did not get along. That's clear. You can look at it online. The reports coming out from Dallas when they played together. Luka did not like him. That's why he got the boot. It's Luka's team. I think he's going to go after them, and he's going to go for blood. So I love the 6.5 a few days away. I love the over. Real quick on the side and total, what are we feeling a couple days out?
Still, I like the +6.5. Still, like I said, we saw Indiana play the Celtics much tougher than I anticipated. Me and you, we don't get me wrong, we didn't expect Indiana to go 6 or 7, but we did not expect a sweep either. And I saw much tighter games, especially games 3 and 4. I expected, I'm not gonna say a blowout, but at least a double-digit win in each of those contests still. And we saw the Pacers play live. If Nembhard is able to get 30+ points, what do you think Kyrie's gonna do? All respect, people. I ain't gonna say, we gotta adjust. Tyrese Halliburton, so the game plan went out the window. If Nembhard got you 30+ points, what do you think Kyrie Irving's going to do in Boston? It's just, don't get me wrong. Boston is very talented, but I just feel like I said the Dallas Mavericks has been more battle tested. I'm not gonna say the Boston Celtics had a cakewalk, but they
They
did.
did.
I'm not gonna say that, but I, they did go against Miami. Jimmy Butler, no Miami, and I'm sorry, no Jimmy Butler versus the Miami Heat. No Jared Allen whole series. No Donovan Mitchell games 3, 4, and 5 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And then Tyrese Halliburton, with all due respect, Dylan, caught fire against your New York Knicks games 2
Allegedly.
and on. He was gone midway game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals. And we saw the Pacers be right then and there. You even agree with me. Some people out there will even agree with me. Pacers easily could have either been 2-2 or up 3-1 in that series. Game 1, they should have won. We could acknowledge game 1. Game 2, they lost. Easy. Game 3, if Tyrese Halliburton, I understand I'm saying if people, but we saw how close those games were. All I'm saying is with Kyrie, Luka Doncic, Derek Lively, all the co-role players that I expect to be, Exum, damn, what's that dude's name?
Who?
With the headband.
Gafford?
No, not Gafford, the guy that comes
Derrick
off
Jones Jr.?
Nah, he was a G League player. He gives buckets. Damn. See, it just slipped out my tongue. I expect him to come off the bench. He's never too scared of the moment. He comes in those 15 minutes, though, he attacks the ball. I expect him to be like TJ McCollum and do a little damage off the bench. So, don't get me wrong, the Celtics, they deserve to be in the finals. They're the best team, one of the best teams in the NBA, especially on the defensive side. But to me, from what we saw in the Eastern and Western Conference Finals, I just think the Dallas Mavericks went through the tougher task and just a little more battle tested. That's all.
Thoughts on the total? Do you like 214 over, or do you like the under? I think we're seeing a lot of high scoring games this postseason.
I like the over just because one thing. Luka Doncic score at a higher level on the road for some reason. And we know this team goes how Luka goes. If Luka, just for example, though, if Luka goes out there and gives you 12 first quarter points, it's going to be a high scoring game. If Luka goes out there and shoots 1 for 7 from the field, gives you 5, 6 points in the first, maybe it goes under. But we know the Boston Celtics, they got Derek White, they got Jason Taylor, they got Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown and Jason Taylor can easily average, like I said last series with Kyrie and Luka, if they average 60 plus points in this series, Mavericks are going to win in 5 or 6. If Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum average 60 plus points still, this series could easily be over in 5 or 6. Dallas defense has to tame one of them. I'm not saying both needs to have an off night, but they both can give you 30 each though. They can't.
No, I agree. Let's go to props. Any props you feeling a few days out?
Yeah, Dale. Let's start with Kyrie Irving. In Boston, we know the history there. We know that I'm gonna say the hatred for them. Boston fans definitely hate Kyrie.
He hates them. Yeah.
No, I don't think Kyrie feels the same.
Really?
Anymore.
Oh, okay.
I think fair. Kyrie I can honestly say I think Kyrie could give less.
A fuck, yeah.
Not get to him, maybe. I like Kyrie first game 1, 30 plus points at plus 310. I think that number is a little disrespectful just for 30 points. He just averaged 27 points a game against the number 1 defense in the NBA. Not saying Drew Holiday and Derek White, Tatum and Brown are pushovers. I'm not saying that, people. All I'm saying is we just saw Kyrie average 27 in the Western Conference Finals. It wouldn't shock me if he bumps that number up by just 3 points and averages 30 in the finals, which he's been there and done that. And we know he's capable of doing especially against this Boston team.
You brought up Derek Lively. I'm going to take him over 1.5 assists at plus 145. Derek Lively has hit this in every game against Minnesota that he played. He had 3, 2, 2, and 3. And then the last game against OKC. 5 games in a row, he's went over this number. At plus 145, he's going to get enough playing time. All he needs is 2 dimes. He got that. He's been working with Tyson Chandler.
Yeah, you saw that clip. Yeah.
I think, defensive player of the year. That's a great player to learn your game from. So I love that. plus 145, plus 400. Give me Luka Doncic's triple double. I mean, 400 is insane. He's Luka Doncic's had a triple double his last 2 games versus the Celtics. No one in this world could guard Luka Doncic. That's a fact. So plus 400 you're giving me in game 1? Yes, I will sprinkle a triple double on for Luka Doncic to have a triple double. Didn't get anywhere yet with Boston, but a couple days out, got a few props that I already put in. I'll have my full card for next show. But yeah, official plays, love Derek Lively over 1.5 assists. Luka Doncic triple double. And I'm going to take the 6.5 in my pocket. I just think it's too much. I get it. Boston, but they've been susceptible to losing at least one on the road. So plus 6.5, I'll take a few baskets in my pocket with Luka and Kyrie. So few days out. Anything else? We got the Stanley Cups are all set. Game 1 Saturday. By the way, wouldn't today or Monday be the perfect day to start one of these? Jesus Christ. I mean, we got to wait till Saturday for the NHL Stanley Cup. We got to wait till Thursday night for the NBA. Like, all I got to bet on is baseball.
One thing I can honestly say is I've been waiting, patiently waiting, for game 1. One thing that honestly can work is the build up. You go what for NHL is going to be a week. NBA was 9 days.
Mm-hmm.
It sucks that the people gotta wait, but the finals in the cup is worth waiting for, people. So just be patient. Hopefully it's gonna be exciting Stanley Cup, and I hope this is one of the best finals we've seen. Let's just say in the last 5 years.
Yeah, a lot of stories, a lot of history. We got the Florida Panthers taking on the Edmonton Oilers. Can Edmonton finish the story? An Canadian team has not won the cup since what year, Elvis?
I'm going to say 1998.
1993, the Montreal Canadiens won against the Los Angeles Kings. It's been 31 years. They're dying for one. Can Edmonton do it? Connor McDavid, I think, best player in the world. I know a lot of people, it's just like the Caitlin Clark thing. A lot of people don't like Connor McDavid, but he's absolutely filthy. The game is better when he's playing and when he's winning. I know a lot of people don't like Canadians, but they're really good. No, they don't. It is what it is. Like, a lot of people have come out and said that. Yeah, they're not rooting for Canadians. They're actually rooting for the Florida team. They're rooting for America. America's had that 31 years.
I feel bad for the players because that's a long flight.
From Florida all the way to Edmonton across the country.
Yo, I'll be sick. Imagine going back for game 7 after you blew it. I'll be sick.
Yeah, man, awful. But yeah, we'll have plays for everything come our next episode. But that's going to do it for this Tuesday edition of the Dream Wager. On behalf of our sponsor, Viva Tequila, Elvis, myself, make sure you guys follow along our social media, Twitter and Instagram at the Dream Wager. If you miss an episode, no problem. You guys can find all of our episodes wherever you listen to podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher. If you haven't already, hit that like button, subscribe, rate, give us a review, leave in the comments who you'll be betting on. All that good stuff really helps the show grow tremendously. So be a friend, tell a friend. Everyone have a great few days. Good luck on your wagers, and we will see you guys on Wednesday. Peace.